Halito Chimachuma, this is Chief Steve coming at y'all with another episode of True Story. Before we get into it, I'd like to say Yokoki, thank you to each and every one of you who have subscribed to the channel and are following me on the X social media platform. We are now over 1,000 followers on Twitter, X, which is an amazing thing. And if you're one of those ones who just started following, who are seeing my videos for the first time, make sure you do your due diligence and subscribe to the True Story. Subscribe to this channel right here, because we're always coming out with some good bangers, and I want to make sure that y'all be the first ones to receive these. So go ahead and hit that notification bell while you're at it, so you'll be the first one to know when these bombs drop. All right, so those who are returning, make sure y'all like the video, share this video. This is going to be a very important one. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Alrighty, y'all. Apparently there's a scam that's been going around. I don't know if it's just in California, but it's been happening, I guess for a while now, because people are starting to make videos about them. But I just experienced this for the first time yesterday. Well, my wife did, and yeah, it was pretty gnarly. I never experienced anything like this before. But apparently, there are people that are posing as law enforcement and are making the claim that the people that they're calling have warrants, outstanding warrants out for their arrest, and the only way for them to clear them is to either turn themselves in to the local authorities or to pay a bail. And I don't know if this is just targeting our community, but since it happened to my wife and has impacted my house personally, and by impact, I mean, you know, just emotionally, it was crazy. Like, just to hear these allegations and, you know, us personally dealing with identity theft before, you know, having to clear our credit and everything. It was just a lot to try to process and deal with and really discern. But like I was saying, I don't know if it has something to do with targeting our community in particular, or if it's just, you know, anyone and everyone. But I know that one thing that people would like to play on, is that our people in particular have a high anxiety when it comes to dealing with law enforcement. At least that's the general stereotype. So for people to target our community with these scams, I can see how, you know, especially with the elderly, and, you know, I can see how, you know, it can be a really lucrative operation. But yeah, this person called in the morning. We were handling some business, making phone calls and stuff, and getting things together for our work on at home. And they gave us a call and basically told my wife that she had outstanding warrants for her arrest, and for a failure to appear in court, and some kind of other stuff, you know, that they were trying to charge. And they were throwing like legitimate charges as far as like the names of them, and then giving citation numbers and, you know, all these things. They even knew our address, or one of our prior addresses, and that's what was a red flag to us, because, you know, we moved from our last location about 4 or 5 years ago. So, you know, for them to have a prior address and saying, oh, we've been trying to contact you, and if you don't, you know, adhere to, you know, basically the demands, we're going to basically show up to this address here and have you, you know, basically arrested. So that's when we kind of wised up and we're like, hey, we don't live at this address. How'd you get that address? Oh, well, I have everything here on my desk. I have everything, that I need right here in front of me. Is your name this and that and that? Is your address blah, 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 blah. And so on. So, they have information. And that's one thing that, excuse me. That was one thing that was brought to my attention, is that I know it was a huge data breach, and it was a federal data breach where a lot of people's information in this country was basically stolen, as far as like the data's been compromised, people's personal information and stuff. So of course, you'll have some people that have access to credit reports or access to prior addresses and names and things of that nature. So this could possibly be connected to that. I'm not sure exactly, but they do have information when they do call and try to run this scheme on you. And my whole thing is to allow or to bring recognition to our community, because this is something that's happening, that they are really targeting those who they feel are afraid of law enforcement or afraid of a higher authority, what they deem as a higher authority. And fortunately for my wife, she's not one to be easily manipulated or, especially by anything or anyone that deems themselves as an authority figure. That's just how she works. But even though with all that being done, we did not know that it was a scam initially. So to hear all these things and stuff, it was highly emotional. It was frustrating, and we were confused. But things got really murky, and things started, at the same time things were getting murky, things were starting to get more clear that it was a scam, because they were trying to say, okay, well, you can do this the civil way, or you can take the criminal way out, or you can do the civil way. The criminal way is basically turning yourself into the authorities. And if you go to any police department or any kind of government, federal or place or whatever, if you get stopped by the police, they will take you in, or you just turn yourself in. Or you could take the civil way out. This is their civil way. Their civil way is by paying a bond, although you haven't been arrested, although you haven't been detained. They don't have any current information or anything, because when we tried to ask them, well, what's our address now? What are you, we moved from that address. Do you have our current address? Oh yeah, we do. I have everything in front of me. That's not the point. And we're going to find you. If you don't comply, we're going to find you. But they couldn't give us a current address or anything of that nature. And then on top of that, like I said, their civil way is by paying a bond. So they come up with some crazy figure. And in our case, it was $5,000. They said it was $2,500 for the actual citations, and then $2,500 bond fee. That's attached all together for a total of $5,000. So you go and you agree to pay this $5,000, and then this person will contact their superiors and let you know, like contact a judge or something, and then they'll let you know which kiosk, he used the word kiosk, or which place that they're going to tell you to pay this money in cash to. You have to pay it in cash. You have to pay it in cash, Venmo, PayPal, or whatever. But in our case, he said where you have to pay cash, and basically once you do this, it'll post to your bill, and then you have to do some kind of signature proving that you did this or whatever, and they're just trying to get information, more information, trying to get your signature. They're trying to get money out of you. That was the main thing, is getting money out of you. It was a complete all-around scam, and we know those that have dealt with law enforcement before have dealt with any kind of citations, whether it be, you know, misdemeanor charges or traffic violations or anything of that nature. You know, the only place that you can pay any kind of bail or pay any kind of citation is at the superior court. You know, is at your local municipal court, or wherever the crime, so-called crime or infraction or violation was committed. Their courts. You have to pay it to the court or pay it to the local precinct. So that in itself was just complete and utter bullshit. You know, it was just total bullshit. And like I said, it was highly emotional. My wife, you know, she was just, you know, really emotional about it and frustrated. And even with that emotion and frustration, she did have the mental strength to say, hey, okay, this ain't the end all be all. I'm not gonna just pay this. I don't have this to just give like this. Not for nothing that I've done nothing wrong. So she took the next step and contacted the local precinct after they got off the phone. Because after she basically said that she wasn't able to pay this, you know, the person just abruptly hung up, you know. But at the same time, before that even happened, he's saying, well, if you hang up, or if you know, do this or do that, or if this call is interrupted, basically you're going to what do you say, forfeit or terminate this offer or extension or whatever, and you know, the warrants will be active in full or whatever, and you know, basically they can do what they say they're gonna do, whatever they're trying to scare her with. But with all that being said, we took the proper steps in notifying our local police department. They assured us that it was a scam. The police aren't going to call you. The police aren't going to talk to you and try to negotiate any kind of bond or thing of that nature. So, you know, and on top of that, if there's a warrant out for your arrest, they're just going to come get you. They're going to find your current address wherever you are. And they're going to, you know, they have those kind of systems in place where they can find who they're looking for. So anyway, with that being said, I had a couple of videos that I wanted to share with you guys on the subject matter, because, you know, it's one thing to hear it from me, and then it's another to hear it from actual lawyers and those that are in law enforcement. So this is just some video proof and evidence I'm going to present to show you guys that this is indeed a very active scam that's happening right now, and that you guys really need to take the time out to make sure that you're protecting yourself, protecting your information, and protecting your emotions too, among all things. Because if they hear you sweating and, you know, getting anxious and, you know, have the confusion and everything like that, they're gonna prey on that fear. They're gonna prey on that emotion, and they're gonna, you know, try to soothe you and say, oh, well, I'm here to help you, I'm here to take care of, you know. And then on top of all of that too, if you get irate with them, or if you tell them, you know, you're not going to do anything, they're going to try to do, you know, the best they can to try to scare you into, you know, thinking that your freedom is threatened. Okay? So really guard your mind and your emotions when dealing with these people. If you ever, you know, come in contact with something like this, I hope that you don't, because it was very, like I said, very emotional, very stressing, and it was unnecessary. But at the end of the day, they didn't get any money from us. My wife did not cave into their demands, and we were assured that it was a scam. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into some of these videos, and I'll come back to you guys. Come forward to y'all after those are done.
Multiple clients. Scam alert, guys. We have had multiple clients lately call us telling us that they're receiving calls from people claiming to be the clerk of court, telling our clients that they have warrants out for their arrest. It is not true. If anyone calls you telling you that you have a warrant for your arrest and that you need to Apple Pay or Venmo or PayPal or Zelle them money, it is 100% a scam. If there is actually a valid warrant for your arrest, law enforcement is going to be kicking down your doors and waking you up in the middle of the night. No one is calling asking for you to Venmo or PayPal them money. I can assure you of that. These are all bogus scams and should be ignored. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us immediately.
Hello, TikTokers. Welcome to Real Law Talk. I heard a story this weekend that got me really upset, so I want to make this video for all of you. Let me be very clear. Be aware of police scams. People pretending to be police to take money from you. It's a very effective scam because most people are terrified of the sheriff, the precinct calling them. Let's set down some rules first. The police don't call people. If you're wanted by the authorities, they come get you. They don't call you on the phone. If you do receive a call from police station, it's a blocked number. Law enforcement uses blocked numbers for the obvious reasons. If you have any doubt who you're speaking to, contact your local sheriff's office or call 911. If you live in a town where it's not, sometimes police stations aren't open all year round. Also, bail is paid at the court or at the precinct. Bail is not paid over the phone. No court asks for your Venmo. No court asks you to pay bail in Bitcoin. You have to physically be there because you have to sign documents. So if anybody calls you, and I don't care how official they sound, and it comes up in a 917, 212, any local number that you recognize because they often mimic numbers of your local precinct. Don't give anybody money over the phone because of bail. And often they attack elderly people, claim their grandchildren are in jail, and they need $10,000 bail. This happens routinely. Do not do it. As a former prosecutor, this is not how it's done. Please spread this video and help people. Thank you.
All right, y'all. So you basically heard it from two sources, at least two sources, and there are more videos out there if you need more information on that. But it's just something to be aware of, something to just, really look out for, because this is something that, like I said, it's new to me. And if it's new to me, it may be new to you. But I felt compelled to just bring awareness to this because it's a reason why they're targeting our people. It's a reason why they're targeting the different communities that they're targeting and the different demographics. And that's because they think that we have an anxiety, or they know that we as a certain community, we have a level of anxiety when it comes to dealing with law enforcement. And that's because of the past trauma that we have dealt with law enforcement, are still dealing with on certain levels today. But do not give in to that pressure. Do not give in to the scam and the scheme. Just be aware and acknowledge, go with your intuition. Go with your intuition. If you know that you have not done anything that's incriminating, that you have not done anything to have something deemed to have a warrant for your arrest or anything of that nature, then stick to your guns. Stick to your guns. You know yourself more than anybody else does. Okay? And you know where you are, how you move and how you operate, and you know what business you deal with on a daily basis. So just take that time, if you do run into these kind of calls and stuff, breathe and really think. Use your mind. Don't act on emotion. Do not act on impulse. Ignore the call, block the call. And you know, if you were a victim of this, and this has, you have dealt with this, and this has affected you in any kind of way, do your due diligence and notify your local precinct, file a police report, get in contact with your financial institution, and file the proper claims that you need in order to try to get your money back. And I know with certain transfers, like with Zelle transfers, it's really hard because it's, account to account is transaction, and you have to literally approve those things through the financial institution and that third party to send that money over. So that becomes a sticky situation in itself. But at the same time, I would still file a police report and do not give up. Try to get your money back. File a claim with your financial institutions. Those would be your best bets to do. But if you haven't dealt with this before, like I said, just really be aware. Keep the third eye open, and do not act on emotion. Do not act on impulse. All right. So it's just one need you looking out for the other. Okay. With that being said, we're gonna end the video here. If you like this video, go ahead and press the like button, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the notification bell so you know when the next banger, the next bomb is about to be dropped. You'll be the first one to catch them. All right. Share this video, guys. I need y'all to share this information because it's very important. Our people do not deserve to be tricked out of their money. There's so much that's happened to us in this country already. That's happened to us on our land already, and now this is just another way for them to feed onto our fear, to try to take whatever else we have left. All right, and we are moving in the opposite direction. We are working to get back what's ours, not to give away the bit that we have left. Okay, so let's keep on moving forward. Forward ever, backward never. All right, let's keep on moving forward. All right, y'all. That being said, y'all make sure y'all take care of yourselves, take care of each other out there, and we're gonna see y'all on the next one. Tatakista, I cherish y'all. Yokoki. Thank you for watching. See you next time.